In the headlines to the CBC NewsNight, Barbados partners with top HBCU to establish a new AI innovation and governance center. The Africa Export-Import Bank lauded for its role in local and regional development.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
A pleasant evening to you. Welcome to the CBC NewsNight. I'm Wendy Burke. Barbados is collaborating with Howard University to establish a new Center for Artificial Intelligence, Innovation and Governance. The announcement from Minister of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology, Marcia Caddo. She was speaking on the sidelines of a symposium to commemorate the 80th anniversary of Eric Williams's groundbreaking book, Capitalism and Slavery in Washington, D.C., where she delivered the keynote lecture. The event was co-hosted by Howard University and the University of Havana, Cuba.
I am happy to announce today the establishment of a new transnational center between Barbados and Howard University. The Center for AI Innovation and Governance, a partnership between the Center for an Equitable Economy and Sustainable Society here at Howard and the Ministry of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology in Barbados, will marry real-time execution, research and policy in AI by collaborating on the following things: on data science skills and training, on developing AI applications that can serve people and solve real problems in sectors like health, like agriculture, like education and tourism, and will also work on regulation at the pace of our own development so that people are included and protected.
During her address, Minister Caddo said, ultimately, the capitalism that drove slavery and every era of industrialization thereafter has been about wealth extraction.
Any progressive capitalism has to be about wealth creation for our people, such that they can both thrive now and can leave something for future generations. I'm interested in how technology can be the industry that finally makes that difference, but that won't happen by chance. We have to make it so.
There's a need for individuals to see artificial intelligence in a positive light as a tool to strengthen industry output. This was just one of the points put forward during the 55th anniversary of Samuel Jackman Prescott Memorial, the lecture which was presented by Dr. Glenda Gay and Terry Scantlebury. The 16th in the series, the topic was Generative AI, Redefining Education and the Workplace. Before the joint lecture on how generative AI can redefine education and work began, principal of the SJPI Ian Drakes told the audience there's no need to fear it.
Robert, The Matrix, and even Megan. These movies normally paint AI as something evil and scary, poised to wipe out humanity. But what if I told you there's a positive side to AI? What if I told you AI can be utilized positively to strengthen the experience and the output of industry? What if I told you there are categories of AI that can be used in manufacturing? Research shows that when combined with data from cameras, X-rays, etc., AI could accurately identify defects in parts and products.
Co-lecture presenters Dr. Glenda Gay and Terry Scantlebury looked at how regenerative AI fits both the classroom and the workspace. Dr. Gay also explored the question of whether AI-generated information is accurate.
So what generative AI does is it takes a sentence that you say, create a poem for me, and it will create something that no one else has seen using the terms, and it scores the internet, it scores wherever it has its tentacles, using the internet and browsers and so on, to produce themes and give you back what it thinks you might want. So therefore, it can write code for those students who are into programming, craft, marketing, copy, generate realistic images.
Meanwhile, Mr. Scantlebury says changes are frequent, and it's about how effectively we use them.
Agents which are coming are going to be task-oriented. You will give an agent a high-level mission. You will provide it with some tools. Those tools could be access to an email, access to your corporate database, access to your credit card if it needs to buy stuff, and get out of the way and let the agent go do that thing for you. We're not quite there yet, but that's the next step. And there are people who believe that we're very, very close to that step.
The presenters fielded a number of questions from the floor and were then presented with tokens of appreciation. The African Export-Import Bank, or Afrexim Bank, has been lauded for its contribution to the development of Barbados and the region. This from Prime Minister Mia Motley. She says it was willing to take risks and go where others are not prepared to go. During a discussion on the untold story of Africa's response to the COVID-19 pandemic book and documentary, Ms. Motley highlighted Afrexim Bank's support over the past few years, including during the pandemic. She says the solidarity with Afrexim Bank, along with the Africa Medical Supplies Platform, enabled countries in the Caribbean to have access to much-needed medical supplies.
The Caribbean community, as I said, was particularly affected, especially those countries like Barbados and Bahamas and Antigua that were considered as middle-income countries. And many of us were precluded from access even within the context of the Pan American Health Organization because of the per capita income status. It therefore meant that we had to search far and wide. And we searched as countries powerful, like even this one at the time, imposed export restrictions on ventilators.
Ms. Motley wants the solidarity formed with the African Medical Supplies Platform maintained at all cost.
The reality is that if we remain resolute in where we need to go, and if we remain together in how we get there, then I believe that the hope that most of us wish for can remain as the dominant emotion rather than the despair and the division and the hate that others are trying to excite the world to go to. And most of it is not because of any substantive reasons. Most of it is still rooted in a failure to accept that there are no first-class and second-class citizens of the world.
Coming up, local artists to benefit from a new outreach program.
St. Philip, loud and proud. We are your 2024 Parish Ambassadors.
Did you know about Barbados' Child Protection Bill?
The Child Protection Bill establishes procedures for a situation where a child leaves or is taken from a foster home or child care center.
To ensure a safe return of the child, authorities can request a court order. This prompts an investigation into why they left and their placement in a secure location during the process.
Once the investigation is complete, the child's future placement will be decided on.
The Child Protection Bill is essential for providing all children with a safe environment and a promising future filled with hope and opportunities.
Let's all protect the children of Barbados, the gems of our nation.
Local artists stand to benefit from an upcoming outreach program being facilitated by the Copyright Society of Composers, Authors and Publishers, Inc., or COSCAP. Chief Executive Officer Erica Smith says the initiative is coming off the momentum gained from this year's Cropover Festival. She was speaking during a recent prize-giving ceremony at the Wyndham Grand Barbados Resort. Trevor Thorpe has that story.
Celebrating local artists and charting an upward course for the industry is the thinking fueling the outreach program. Chief Executive Officer of COSCAP, Erica Smith, says much has already been put in place and the future is encouraging. She says COSCAP is strengthening its hand for the betterment of the artists and the industry in general.
We've been growing. So when I started in 2000, we had, I think, just under 40 members locally. We are just over 2,500 now, so nothing to complain about.
Resort manager of Wyndham Grand Barbados Resort, Nicholas Jordan, says the resort was pleased to be associated with COSCAP and Cropover as he presented weekend staycations for Calypso monarch Adrian Clark and Road March King Bruce Lee Almighty.
Well, it's not the first time given to the community, but it's our first time given to this particular event. But I must say, when COSCAP reached out to us with this endeavor, because of our working relationship, the answer to this would have been yes. So to answer your other question, next year and the years to come, as long as we can do this, we will continue to do this, because part of our social responsibility is community outreach and engagement.
Calypso monarch Adrian A.C. Clark says the season was good for him, but he's already putting plans in place for next year.
Planning stages now for Fire Fest. That'll be Fire Fest 2. Hoping to hold that again at the Lara Court, and that'll be the first Saturday in May. That'll be the fete to start crop over. I like to say it that way. And then there's Party Monarch in July, and that'll be the Soca Rumble. We didn't get to do it last year, we didn't get to do it this year, but for sure we're doing it for 2025. So it can be a bit busy. Planning stages, always the headache part, but the thing is to see a successful event.
People's Monarch and Road March King Bruce Lee Almighty was in an upbeat mood and told the gathering he is getting into shape for a repeat of his 2024 performance, and he is listening to the fans.
It feels good. I want to thank COSCAP. I want to thank Sam Laws and all for the night sure that I'm going to have a little vacation. Enjoy today and tomorrow or whatever, you know. But 2024 has been good to me, and I appreciate everybody and the love that everybody have shown me.
The two monarchs stopped short of giving a check-in time for the resort. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
A retired nurse who cared for generations of patients in the UK is Barbados' latest centenarian. Josephine Bailey was the toast of the day. As President, Her Excellency the Most Honourable Dame Sandra Mason joined family, friends and well-wishers to celebrate her 100th birthday. Ms. Bailey Nee Lockhart, who was born in Dominica, moved to Barbados in 1940 before being accepted for nurse training in the UK during the 1960s. She is a mother of 4, grandmother of 9, and a great-grandmother of 7. Daughter Judith Lockhart says her mother loved Carnival in London and was an inspiration to many.
I love the way she gets on with my friends. My friends who come to the house, she's like mum as well. And she's given them all great advice over the years, you know, bringing up children. And they always tell me, they told me many years later, they say to me, I do this because I saw your mum do it, or I spoke to your mum. I never saw when they were speaking to my mum, but she always found ways to engage with my friends, and I love that about her.
Coming up in the weekend sports.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Morning Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morningbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Sports time. Good evening. I'm Damien Best. Well, Barbados Royals will finish 4th in the preliminaries of the Republic Bank CPL after falling to their 4th consecutive defeat last night. Playing at the Brian Lara Academy in Trinidad, the host Trinbago Knight Riders were sent into bat and scored 175 for 7. Captain Kyrwan Pollard, he led the way with 42 that included 4 sixes. Mihesh Tekshana and Naveen Ohak each took 3 for 35. Royals in reply scored 145 for 9 to lose by 30 runs. Alec Athanaze led with 44 while David Miller added 30. Player of the match, Akil Hussain, he took 3 for 15 and Chris Jordan had 3 for 33. That was the 10th and final preliminary match for the Royals as they end 4th on 10 points. That means they'll be playing in the Eliminator on Tuesday night. Meanwhile, Ghana Amazon Warriors have taken over the lead of the CPL after today's victory over St. Lucia Kings. The final preliminary match is tomorrow with Warriors at home against the Trinbago Knight Riders. If Warriors win, then they'll finish 1st, Kings 2nd, TKR 3rd, and Royals 4th. If Knight Riders win, there will be a 3-way tie for 1st with 14 points, and positions will come down to net run rate. Play begins at 7 p.m. Live coverage, of course, on MCTV Sports Match Channel 310, while CBC TV will air it tape delayed from 7:30. Well, ESAFU Pickwick look on course for victory against BCA Youth heading into the final day of Series 4 of the Elite Division. Resuming day 2 at the Foursquare Oval on 289 for 4, Pickwick eventually declared on 300 for 7. In reply, the youth tumbled to 117 all out, and following on they are 62 for 3, trailing by 121 runs. Meantime, over at Bank Hall, Gladiola lead by 72 runs against host Empire. Scores in that one, Gladiola 171 and 61 for 3, Empire 160. Matthew Jones taking 5 for 24. Over at Friendship, YMPC lead by 211 runs against Yorkshire. Scores in that one, YMPC 254 and 141 for 4. Yorkshire 184 all out. That's Armani best, scoring 101 inclusive of 12 fours and 3 sixes. And Kevin Gittins, he took 5 for 47. Over at 3W's Oval, UE Trail Wildy by 11 runs. Scores in that one, UWI 193 and 20 without loss. Wildy 224 for 9 declared. At Dells Road, Spartan lead by 69 runs against Wanderers. Scores, Spartan 255 and 71 for 3. Wanderers 257 for 9 declared. Some football news now. Premier League champions Weymouth Wales and Technique are through to the round of 16 from Group D in the Prime Minister's Cup football competition. Both registered victories last night at Passage Road. Let's take a look.
Big showdown at Passage Road. Must win for Silver Sands in red up against a powerhouse squad in Weymouth Wales. Only 5 minutes gone. Mario Harewood with a pinpoint cross. Saved. But Jante James is the insurance. That's 1-0 to the Green Machine. Wales spent a substantial amount of time camped out in the Silver Sands half of the field. That's usually a precursor to more goals. And the second one was compliments. Janash Janai just curls it past the custodian in the 31st to make it Wales 2, Silver Sands 0. That's first half action. Let's head to the second. Switch of ends, 59th minute. Wales playing free-flowing football. Silver Sands despondent and are punished. James gets his brace. That's 3-0. No way back for Silver Sands. The very next passage of play, 60th minute. Wales escorted into the 6-yard box, and Zico Edmey loving the spotlight as a VIP. Match over without any fuss. Wales beating Silver Sands 4-0. By the time the second encounter started, the spectators had packed the venue to watch Technique in the shocking pink versus Checker Hall. Well, I said shocking, and that's what Kyron Quimby gave us in the 4th minute. Superb strike from about 30 yards out. Top tier, sir. Got to see it one more time. Oh, how sweet it is. 1-0. Credit to Checker Hall. They refocused and managed to level at 1-1 before the break. 4 passes and then a cracking right foot shot. Javier Kamubach air drops this one into the back of the onion bag. Somebody call ESPN. That's a top 10 play nominee anywhere in the world. Wheel and come again, Mr. Editor. Super slow-mo time from just beyond the halfway mark, folks. Salute to you, sir. Checker Hall 1, Technique 1. Both defenses turned up the pressure on anything in the attacking third. So where will the winning goal come from? 89th minute, free kick, copy and paste off the training ground. Jonathan Clark wins it for Technique as they beat Checker Hall 2-1 and advance to the round of 16 along with Weymouth Wales.
And that's it for sports tonight. The weather details and Carrie Ann up next.
From the heart of Barbados, we are your 2024 St. Thomas Parish Ambassadors. Are you aware of the Child Protection Bill of Barbados?
The Child Protection Bill focuses on the best interests of all children in Barbados, with particular attention to those who are most vulnerable.
Furthermore, it emphasizes the importance of proper care for children under 12.
Remember, if a child is left unsupervised for an extended period, it can be considered an offense and lead to legal consequences such as fines or even imprisonment, as it puts the child at risk.
By prioritizing the well-being of all children and holding adults accountable, the Child Protection Bill builds a safety net for Barbados' most precious gems. Let's all protect the children of Barbados, the gems of our nation.
Good evening and welcome to the weather news. Well, today we had mostly fair skies as the ridge pattern was our dominant feature. We also have Tropical Storm Joyce to the east of the northern leewards. We're tracking 2 tropical waves east of the region. The maximum temperature today was 31 degrees Celsius, the minimum 27 degrees. At present, the temperature stands at 28 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity, 79%. Those winds are coming in from the east. We take a look now at our satellite feed, where we have 2 tropical waves east of the region. The first is located just around 32 degrees west, the second at 22 degrees west. They are moving towards the west and will continue to track those waves. We also have Tropical Storm Joyce, 1,080 miles to the east of the northern leewards. At 5 p.m., the center of the system was located at 20 degrees north, 46 degrees west. It is moving towards the west-northwest, maximum sustained winds 45 miles per hour. The system is not posing any threat to us here in Barbados. There are no watches or warnings in effect. Today, the ridge pattern maintained mostly fair skies for us here in Barbados, and it also maintained similar weather conditions across some of the other islands. The winds are generally light to moderate across the region. They're peaking at 14 knots for us here in Barbados. Those seas are smooth to moderate in open water, with swells peaking at 1.5 meters. Later on tonight, we can expect a mix of clear and cloudy skies, along with just a few brief showers. Further south, a few showers and isolated thunderstorms prevailed across the Guianas. Over now in the Western Caribbean, light winds as well as strong daytime heating maintained some showers across a number of the islands. We also have a tropical wave generating some showers across sections of Cuba, Jamaica, as well as Hispaniola. That's our first look at the weather. After the break, we'll have the forecast.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Morning Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morningbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Welcome back. In the forecast for tomorrow, the sun is expected to rise at 5:47 and will set at 5:49. Now, the first high tide, that's expected at 1:35 in the early morning, the first low at 8 minutes after 8 in the morning. The seas, smooth to moderate in open water with swells peaking at 1.5 meters. The winds coming in from the east and they're peaking at 20 kilometers per hour. For us here in Barbados tonight, we can expect a mix of clear and cloudy skies along with brief showers. And over the next 3 days, light winds along with strong daytime heating will maintain localized afternoon showers and the possibility of some isolated thunderstorms here in Barbados.
We are your voice, the 2024 Parish Ambassadors of St. Peter.
Did you know that Barbados has a child protection bill?
The Child Protection Bill acknowledges the connection between child abuse, neglect, and mental health issues amongst our youth.
The bill gives support through mental health counseling to children who have experienced trauma or are living in challenging circumstances.
By addressing the emotional impact of abuse, we can assist children in healing and building confidence, giving them a voice to speak up and speak out. Let's all protect the children of Barbados, the gems of our nation.
That's the news. Thanks for joining us. Continue to enjoy your evening.